I froze in the doorway. There she was, my sister, spinning slowly in my wedding dress, the hem brushing the carpet, the lace straining against her curves. Grandma's diamond earrings, family heirlooms promised to me since childhood, glittered from her ears like stolen light. Mom whispered behind me, "Let her feel special, just for a moment." But my voice was cold steel. "Take it off, or I'll cancel the wedding." She laughed, twirling once more. Then she saw my face, and her laughter died. My sister Hannah was always the golden child, pretty, reckless, adored for things she never earned. I was the steady one, the planner, the fixer, the quiet shadow making sure our family didn't collapse under her chaos. Even when we were kids, I watched her steal. Toys, attention, later boyfriends, always with the same innocent smile. And Mom always made excuses. "She doesn't mean it, she just wants to feel included. She looks up to you." I told myself it didn't matter, that one day I'd have something she couldn't touch. I thought that would be my wedding. It began small. A pause when I mentioned venues. A comment from her about how white makes me look incredible. Then the texts. I saw her phone light up one night at dinner, my fiancé's name on her screen. I didn't react, not then. I let her believe her little performance was invisible. But the late-night messages grew longer. His laughter at things I hadn't said. Her perfume lingering on his jacket. The final proof came when I borrowed her car and found a receipt shoved under the seat. A hotel, 2 glasses of wine, 1 bed. My heart didn't break. It calcified. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I planned. If betrayal was her game, then exposure would be mine. I gathered proof carefully. Emails, screenshots, security footage from the hotel lobby. Enough to destroy them both without ever raising my voice. And then I designed the perfect stage. My wedding. The one day she thought would crown her as queen of attention. I'd make it her ruin instead. First, the dress. I invited her to my fitting, pretended I wanted her opinion. I watched her eyes linger, hungry, covetous. I let her think she could take it. Second, the earrings. Grandma had left them to me in her will, but Mom had been holding them. I made sure Mom knew I wanted to wear them. I made sure Hannah overheard. Predictable as always, she couldn't resist. And third, the fiancé. I pretended not to notice his distance. I let him rehearse his vows with me while sending her messages under the table. I kissed him goodnight, knowing where he'd sneak off to next. Every betrayal they thought they'd hidden, I'd already lit in neon. The morning of the wedding, I walked into my suite, and there she was, in my dress, in my earrings, in my life. I gave her one chance. Take it off. She laughed. "Relax, you'll thank me later for making this day perfect." I handed her a small envelope. Inside, a photo. She and my fiancé in his car. Her hand on his thigh, his mouth on hers. The color drained from her face. "Does Mom know?" she whispered. I smiled. "Not yet, but the guests will. The slideshow starts at 6. She scrambled out of the dress, ripping the lace in her panic. She tore off the earrings, dropping one to the floor. Her perfect hair came undone as she clawed at the zipper. I picked up the earring, pocketed it, and walked past her trembling body. When I reached the aisle that evening, the dress was flawless on me. The earrings sparkled where they belonged, and the projector behind me came alive. Photo after photo, text after text, a timeline of betrayal stretched across the wall for every guest to see. Gasps filled the room. My fiancé's face turned gray. Hannah, frozen in the front row, looked like she'd been skinned alive. I didn't cry. I didn't flinch. When the slideshow ended, I lifted the microphone. There will be no wedding today, but there will be honesty. And I walked out. By midnight, the story was everywhere. Family, friends, colleagues, all of them saw exactly who Hannah was, who he was. She moved out of state within a week, unable to face the wreckage. He tried to call me, begged me for forgiveness. I never answered. Mom said I was cruel, that I didn't have to humiliate them. But betrayal demands payment, and I collected mine in full. Because on that day, I didn't just cancel a wedding, I canceled their future.